One day walked into a hypnotherapy session because I was having a little trouble forging deep relationships with people. The impetus for going to hypnotherapy had nothing to do with my personal life and my personal relationships. It was really about my career because I had taken a new role at work, which was going to require me to engage at a deeper level with the clients that me and my teams were serving, but also the team members and employees for whom I had direct responsibility from a leadership perspective. I knew that to really connect deeply with them, I was going to need some help loosening up some constraints. In fact, I was terrified about being able to do what I knew I needed to do from a relationship standpoint to be successful in my new role. I shared my concern with my medical doctor one day, and she said, "Oh, we have this woman on staff who performs hypnotherapy, and she might be able to help you." So I went in innocently to that session. It's the kind of therapy you go to when you're trying to quit smoking or lose weight. I thought I was going in there to see what might happen with this constraint I was feeling around developing deep relationships. I had no idea what was going to happen. That hypnotherapy event was one of the most terrifying events that I've ever had in my life. For a few hours, I was under hypnosis, behaving like a terrified young child, the 8-year-old me, because I was, for the first time in my life, coming to grips in my conscious awareness, or would become my conscious awareness, the reality of the fact that I had been sexually abused by my grandfather when I was 5 years old. There were fragments of events that had happened around bringing all of that to the forefront of my conscious awareness, but they had been scattered and buried and disconnected for many years. In the hypnotherapy, all of those events came rushing together, and I suddenly became aware of the reality of what had happened to me. So that was a terrifying event because during the hypnotherapy, I was behaving, or I was my 8-year-old self, and I was frantic because I was trying to escape my grandfather, who was trying to find me to hurt me. I was trying to escape him and trying to battle with him in a house that he was in to rid the world and myself of everything that was my grandfather. I was not successful in doing that at that time, but when I came back to my conscious awareness, I was definitely aware of the fact that I had been sexually abused by him when I was that young child. I was also really terrified when I came back to conscious awareness because I suddenly had this very deep burning sensation inside of me that I had no idea who I really was. And if I didn't know who I was, then how on earth could anybody else in this world have any idea who I am? And that terrified me. I felt my loneliness and my aloneness that I had been feeling for so many years. And at the end of that session, I really came face to face with that wall that I had built for 45 years. In fact, it was like a wrecking ball crashed into that wall on that day. I fell into a deep despair. I'm a naturally very hopeful person, but I lost all of my hope that day. And for about 2 or 3 weeks after that, I continued to experience a sense of hopelessness and deeper despair. But I also had this nagging urge inside of me to start talking to someone. At the end of probably 3 weeks, I met with a couple of my friends and told them what I had been experiencing. That is the event that set me off on my healing journey. The hypnotherapy put me at the gateway of my healing pathway. Talking to my friends that day was me opening that gate and stepping onto my pathway